Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. First of all, I'd like to begin by acknowledging that we are in Treaty 1 territory and the traditional homeland of the Métis Nation. My name is Neil Harden. I'm chairing today's panel. With me is Mark Boreski to my left and Linda McFadden to my far left. The assessor today is Nancy Flockton, and the recording secretary is Belen Roll. We will be hearing applications for revision of the assessment rule in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act. The matters for which revision is requested have been described in each application, and we will limit discussion to those matters. The statements that the applicants or the assessor make at this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to the matters must be sworn in. Please be advised that comparison of assessments of properties are not considered evidence of market value by the board. The board is appointed annually by council and is independent of it in the city administration. It makes its decisions on the basis of the evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order to be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the board's decision with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to assessed value or classification, or to the Court of Queen's Bench if the matter pertains to the application of exemptions from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included with the board's order. With respect to the hearing process, I will confirm the matters to be addressed with each applicant following the swearing in. We will then have the assessor's testimony followed by questions that the applicant may have, and then the applicant's testimony followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they wish. Once all evidence about an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket today. The session will close after all applications have been heard, and the board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You'll receive the order by registered mail as soon as possible. As information, all public hearings are live streamed, recorded, and will be part of the public record. Now we have 6 properties on the docket. Mr. Fair, who is the last property, has advised us that he has another commitment at 11 o'clock, so we will try to accommodate him so he's done in time. Does anybody else have any time constraints that?
I have parking spot for 2 hours. So.
Okay, well, parking can be renewed.
Sorry.
Well, I just have the neighbor watching my kids right now, but they're okay for.
Okay. So we proceed in the orders that the applications were received. Otherwise, so first up is 352 Oak Forest Crescent.
That's right.
Okay.
Just over here, please. Do you swear in or do you affirm? Swear. All right. Please state your full name.
Nancy Flockton.
And you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. You have the option to swear in on the Bible or to affirm without it. Which one would you prefer?
I can swear on the Bible. I don't know, understand the second.
Please state your full name.
Parthenon Drive.
And you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
Thank you. And did you bring 5 copies of your evidence?
Yes.
Okay, I can take those now.
5? I was told 6.
One's for yourself.
Oh. And also this is the one
That one as well?
each, yeah, each.
Okay.
Captain, can you proceed by starting with the roll number and present your evidence?
Yes, thank you. So roll number 07569044700, so 352 Oak Forest Crescent in the Assiniboine Downs area. So one story, built in 2007, it's 1,596 square feet with no basement finish. 2 bathrooms in total, has air conditioning, no fireplace, it has attached multiple garage. The assessed lot size is 13,914 square feet. I have provided to the board in evidence exterior pictures that were taken on July 9th of 2019. And then also the department made an interior inspection on December 2nd, 2016. Those pictures have been attached as well to show the condition of the home. The homeowner has stated to us previously that it is a basic home, not a lot of high-end finishes for the area. So the 2020 assessment is $528,000 for the price per square foot is $330.83 a square foot. My comparables are all one-stories in the Assiniboine Downs neighborhood as well. They were built between 2008 and 2010. The square footage ranged from 1,590 square feet to 1,814 square feet. 2 of them don't have basement finish, while the other 2 do. Bathrooms range from 2 to 3. They all have air conditioning. They all have fireplaces, either 1 or 2 fireplaces. They all have attached multiple garage. The lot size range from 11,306 square feet to 15,009 square feet. Comparable number 3 is on external corner, and comparable 4 has a park influence. The time adjusted sale price ranges from $597,500 to $697,300, or $340 a square foot to $391 a square foot. After reviewing the pictures that we have on file, along with the exterior inspection that I completed the other day, and reviewing each sale, I believe that these comparables support the value of $528,000 as the market value for this property as of April 1st, 2018 reference date. Thank you.
Okay, do you have any questions of the assessor?
Oh, I have my evidence.
Okay, we'll proceed with the evidence after the questioning of the assessor's evidence.
Actually, I got just different, I took different houses to.
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's,
just you pick up whatever you want.
okay. Linda, do you have any questions of the assessor?
question for the assessor.
Mark, any questions?
On that inspection in 2016, was there any significant depreciation factors that need to be accounted for?
We have factored in the finishes, like they're lower quality, so you can see in the pictures that it's carpet throughout the home. The kitchen is the oak cabinets, it's laminate countertops. So the 2020, if we allowed mass assessment process to proceed, the model value would have came out at $572,000. But it was reviewed and reduced to $526 to account for the lack of upgrade finishes in the home.
Actually, I have one question. Are you aware there is the damage to the roof?
The
And
exterior,
water is always
yes, I
coming.
do have one picture that
Oh,
shows
that one picture.
marking on the side, and there's
Sure.
also the,
Sure, but I presented also a picture from
and that has been taken.
2017 with a water coming, and this is like from the beginning. You have it in the package. The water is coming from the beginning of the house we built, and the builder tried to fix it a few times, couldn't fix it, and they give up. And you know, we give up because how long you can ask, and but it's still coming, and the stucco will fall off soon. It's at the front, and you have picture. structures there.
Okay, we will
We will
accept
talk
that
about
in
it.
your
So
evidence.
that's it will take like 10,000 probably to fix it.
With respect to the lot, any significant factors that need to be taken into account, drainage issues, anything like that?
I did consider it, as you can see from my exterior pictures on July 9th, there is valleys in the yard on the side to account for the drainage. And it's on both sides, so the neighbor has the same issue, so in my opinion, when I drove by, it didn't appear that houses around this property was built higher. It looks like all properties are built and then they have the drainage into like the property line to go towards the street, so. In my opinion, just looking at it, I didn't think it was a great factor in determining the value. I was more concerned about the finishes of the home for resale purposes.
I can add something. Our house was first one on the street, and all of them built their houses higher. And when you are on the backyard, the house is very high, and also on the corner one is very high. And that drainage doesn't work, or it's not enough.
not
So
enough.
all water from the neighbors are coming to our land. We can't, after the rain, we can't even walk on the yard. Plus, the yard is big. It's only a headache because you have to cut that grass. You know, it costs
Mhm.
lots of money. If I would know from the beginning that it's that way, I would never buy that house. But we were we didn't know. My husband takes bike to work all year, like during the winter also. And that's why it's close to his workplace. So that's why we bought that house at that time, and that was the first
Okay,
house.
we'll again get into that
Okay, I'm
in your,
sorry. That's
in your
right.
evidence.
That's all my questions.
Okay, and I have no questions, so you can proceed with your presentation.
Okay, so as you see, there is you can find this on internet, that the area has a walk score of 1 out of 10. This location is a car-dependent neighborhood, so all around require a car. Even if you want to buy, I don't know, coffee or something, you have to go take a car. There is no finished basement, we talk about it, concrete basement, all houses around have a wooden floors, our is concrete. Only 2 bedrooms. I need to tell you that those 2 bedrooms, it's like a big limitation for us, because if I invite someone to our place, I am a survivor of cancer, and I sleep separate because my husband is snoring. So I need the other bedroom for myself. You laugh, but you know what? That's our reality. There are no. If I have company, then I have to sleep with my husband, and I can't sleep because he's snoring all night. So my company sometimes have to sleep in a living room, or it's a headache. 2 bedrooms only. There is no fireplace, no, like you mentioned before, carpets, vinyl floors only, no dishwasher, no central vacuum. And again, the roof was damaged from the beginning, and the water from each rain goes behind the stucco. The builder tried to fix it, but couldn't fix it, and they told us at that time, 8,000, but now it's maybe more to fix it. And we talk about the surrounding houses built higher than our house. There is no bus in the area. We are getting older. We wanted to stay there. When we bought the house, we wanted to stay there for another 20 years until we die. But we will have to probably move out because it's so expensive to keep the house. And my husband is still working because we can't afford to retire. It's like, for me, you see, that house was to have a roof over the head, clean place, and safe place to live. That's all. I don't expect big luxury, you know what I mean? Just live there as long as I can. There is no playground if someone is visiting us with children. The people have playgrounds around, but I can't send my kids to the playground next door because it's kind of embarrassing. Do you know what I mean? Sure, they can go, but that's somebody's playground. So if people are not there to ask, it's difficult to ask, to send children there. No sidewalks, and that's a very difficult situation. I try to walk outside as often as possible with my, again, I'm recovering from cancer, go through cancer care once a month, still in treatment. And I can't walk because it's so, at the winter time, it's danger because there are no sidewalks to walk. There's lots of snow, and I have to walk on the street, which is very dangerous. So our house was overestimated 4 years, and I have an assessment. You will find the assessment from Mr. Stefan Patrick, who estimated our house between 460 and 470. So I feel still I overpaying for my house. And yeah, so you will see that one assessment. I provided you with information, how much I paid for the house. I paid we paid 180 for the house, and land was 80,000. So altogether we're around 300. The house cost us 11 years old ago, 300, you know, and suddenly the price almost doubled. So that's what you see. There is another assessment. Oh, there is a house across our house, 39 Hidden Oaks Hall. They try to sell the house for probably for 560. They decreased the price, decreased, and they couldn't sell it, even for, over 500. And they have wooden floors, you see, how beautiful, fireplace, beautiful house. My husband took the picture from the video. Then there is another, and that's a horrible thing. Oh, there is another one here. 7378. It's a house, 2 houses beside our house. 2,000, almost 2,000 on first level and finished basement, and 2,000 on the down. And I believe there is a walkout place, and that's right, you can walk out because it's by the pond. It's a beautiful big house, sold for 700. You have this in your evidence somewhere. I found it. So it's that expensive house we couldn't sell it. People moved to Ontario because they had to work there, they were military, and for 1 year they couldn't sell the house. So eventually it went for 700. Wooden floor all over the place. The other one I want to tell you, that's a horrible situation. They faced some kind of hazardous waste facility by not too far. And I'm wondering how safe it is. We send them our opinion about it, that we didn't agree, but it's there, I believe, because it's quiet. It's nothing. It was so quiet, and it's probably there. But that's a very dangerous. Who knows what is there? They bring some waste from Alberta, I believe, or something like that. So there is a house here built for $425. Another evidence, 1,564 square feet. Sold for $425,000, built in 2010. You see in your package. There is another one, because you may tell me that Headingley is a different story. Sure, you can say that. But You have just built a house in 2010, in 2018, built in 2018, was sold for $429 at the Oaks. And there is a quartz counters, ceramic tile, underground sprinkle system, front porch and on the back. You know, it's like only built recently for $429,000. There is another one was sold 1,700 square feet, sold for $578,000. 6 Blue Oak, very close the Oaks, and there is 1,700 square feet, 3 bedrooms, hardwood floors, granite kitchen, quartz countertops, built-in surround sound system, whatever that means, built on piles, of course, structural wood basement floors. All of them have the floor. The basement is insulted, ready to move. And you can see the pictures here. I believe I included that one too. There is another one sold for $387. That one is in heading, yeah. But there is heating, geothermal, you see. That's a big asset. 3 good-sized bedrooms. It's in your package. And there is the last one. The last one is like, I don't know, this is like a piece of jewelry there, sold for the address is 234 Oak Forest Crescent. The sold for, in your evidence, it shows that it sold for more, but it was sold for less, because I guess they had to, the houses stay there for a long time, and they can't sell the house because of that. It's a nice area, sure, but you need to have a car. You need to, it's not that good, I told you before. So that one has a 2,587 square feet, 3 bedrooms, gas fireplace, 3 bathrooms with heated tiles. It was built in 2010. Sold for, I don't know if I included picture of it. I probably didn't, but I included you can go to on internet, it shows you, and the house is on the river property, beautiful property. And that one, I have pictures. If you want, you can see the pictures, and you can go on internet and see how the house looks like bathrooms with several of them I presented to you. The bathrooms have the jacuzzi, or however you call it. This one has windows because you can face the river. It has double sinks in the bathrooms. It's unbelievable that you overestimated my house, and I feel that way all the time. I don't know if you have any more. Oh, I have something else. There is a house right now for sale. They couldn't sell it for 1 year already, and they will put the price down because the possession of another house, I know the houses around because I live there, The possession of the house is in December, so the price will go down for sure because they have to sell, they build another house in Parthenon. 4 bedrooms, 1,664 square feet. Oh, this one it's unbelievable. 3 bathrooms, hardwood floors.
I will caution you that we can't consider evidence of after.
The house which is not sold?
Yeah,
Okay,
house is
so-
not sold, we don't know what the selling price would be.
Okay, just a comment.
Plus, it also has to be after prior to the assessment,
That's
the
what-
reference
I
date
don't
of
know.
April
That's our
2018.
reality. There was an assessment done also in 2000, of my house in 2016. And also what the price suggested was 460, 470.
Okay, is that all with your
I
presentation?
hope I said everything what I want. Thank you very much for listening. And I'm sorry again, we are stuck with the house because I can't move right now in this moment when I'm sick, because it's too stressful right now, you know. I can't take this additional stress. I don't know how long I will be alive, and my husband will never sell that house for that money.
Okay,
He will lose money.
Ms. Flockton, do you have any questions of the appellant?
Just one. Since you built the house, have you done any maintenance to the home?
Nothing. Can you
Nothing
imagine? No, nothing, because except everything works. Some of them, for example, sink faucet, was broken few times, but because we are original owners, they replace it. Do you know? I don't know how it works, but it's free each time it's broken. It's like a lifetime warranty, something like that. So some things have a long-term warranty. And also, we wanted to fix that roof, I'm telling you, but it's so expensive. And look, you see, and I forgot to I took a picture, but forgot to develop from yesterday. Was that terrible rain? Yeah, still needed to see it. Yeah. And I was surprised that I didn't even see that. I don't go around with my houses wet after the rain. I didn't know there was something here on that wall, you know. I didn't know that. This is just Crescent. That picture was taken recently, right?
No, that one was taken in 2016.
16, even that one.
Yeah, when the assessor came out to do the inspection.
Oh, I know about here, that there is a little bit wet in here. I know that one by the, yeah, but I have to check right now. We have to fix, the roof has to be fixed, period, and it will cost me lots of money. I don't know why the builder, I guess they had lousy, how do you call it? People who made the roof, you know, the contractor.
Okay, any further questions? Mark, any questions?
You say that the house has 2 bedrooms.
2 bedrooms.
Is there another room
Oh.
that would actually be another bedroom, but you're using it for some other purpose?
No,
No.
that's the main floor, that's the whole main floor.
Okay,
2
the-
bedrooms and what you see on the picture. Kitchen,
Kitchen,
the one with piano you see, right?
living
And
room,
living room, that's it.
kitchen, living room, bathroom,
Yeah,
two
yeah.
bedrooms.
2 bedrooms, only. 2
Any other
bedrooms.
rooms?
No, no.
That's it.
That's it, 2 bedrooms. It says on your documentation, bedrooms period. Aha, and that builder was, I don't know, saved money. That stairs need to be fixed also, because the stairs goes like that, you know? And so I have to hold myself if I hold it. And we didn't, because I'm not a farm girl, I was avoiding any work around on my yard. Plus I wanted to see how things will go, right, before I invest anything. The builder told us to employ someone, but we didn't. And so it's just a grass.
Okay,
Just a grass.
thank you very much. That's all.
Nothing else. Aha, and you see the plants in front, right? You see the plants back in front, how do you call it, that little bush? I put it because in front of us, there is a beautiful native grass, by the way, but beside the native grass, I don't know why they cut the grass there, and there is so many white flowers, how do you call them, dandelions, and they come to our, the wind comes from north and always go to our yard, and it costs us money anyway to maintain that big area.
Okay, Linda, you have any questions?
I have no questions.
Thank you for listening, I appreciate it.
I just have one question of the
Yeah.
assessor then. Does only having 2 bedrooms affect your valuation? Was your valuation based on having 3 bedrooms or?
Our evaluation is based on the square footage of the home.
Okay, so not,
We do total square footage of the home.
would it impact the value of only having 2 bedrooms as opposed to 3?
You know what, that one, I'm not sure. I do see a lot of high-end homes that are built with 2 bedrooms. So it's difficult to say in this area if it would impact it or not. I don't know if it would.
Yeah, but many of them have 2 bedrooms, you're right. However, they have finished basement.
Correct.
And basements,
Yeah.
lots of them
Yes.
can walk out, like, that's a different story. We
Yeah,
can't-
yeah, you have
I can't
unfinished
sleep in the
basement, yeah, for
basement.
sure.
By the way, I'm from Poland, and we don't sleep in basement. I mean, we keep cool in Poland. Like,
Yeah.
I was, when I arrived to Canada, I was kind of shocked because I see big cultural living
Okay.
difference. So that's our difficulties with the 2 bedrooms. It's difficult. It's difficult. And we are not allowed to pay any, to build, to do anything, to invest in this house, because first of all, like I told you, my health condition, but my husband is not a carpenter, like, some people have that talent, but my husband is, I don't know, he doesn't know how to fix things.
Okay, Linda, you had a follow-up?
Yeah, just a quick follow-up from Mark's question. So the property assessment details actually shows this as a 5-room house?
It's 5 rooms, not bedrooms. So rooms are the kitchen, the dining room, living room, and then 2
2
bedrooms.
bedrooms,
So
okay.
that'd be 5 rooms. So
Okay.
it's just for information only
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the website. It
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
affect
no,
the
I
value.
understand
Yeah.
that. Thank you.
All right, is there any summation you wish to do?
Just reviewing the information from the homeowner, I did notice a lot of homes weren't in the neighborhood, they were in Hiddenly. She did provide 6 blue oaks, which is on my comparable sheet as well, which would probably be one of the better comparables that she provided, along with my 42 for oaks, because they both have no basement finish. I still, in my opinion, I believe that the 528,000 is still a reasonable market value for April 1st, 18.
Is there summation you wish to do?
My salesman told me that there is no way we will sell this house for that money, according to the evidence, according to this. So I know that other houses have hardwood floors, have gorgeous appliances, have big bathrooms, heated floors, like luxury. I need only a roof over my head. We are immigrants, we work hard all life. We needed to live, my husband needed to, we bought a house because my husband had to, it's a sports oriented, he likes to take a bike to his work. And I'm so glad he's healthy, more healthy than me, because I hope he will take care of me. And he's a good man, I'm not saying anything wrong. He's an excellent person, so I will not,
Okay, thank you. That concludes the hearing on this property. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you for listening, and I hope that you will help us to provide there.
Okay, next we will move to 3010 Oak Park Drive.
to represent the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God. Thank you. I can take your evidence now.
I have to apologize, I didn't make copies, I missed that. It's been a tough week.
Do you want me to make copies?
It's just one page, really.
Yeah, it's just one page.
Sure, yeah, thank you so much, sorry. If I use my phone, just I wrote a couple things to remember.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
Ms. Luckton, you can proceed. Your
Thank you.
evidence.
Okay, so the roll number is 110502360000, 30 Tano Park Drive. It's in the Garden City area. 2-story, built in 1969. It's 3,435 square feet. Has finished basement, 3 full baths, 1/2, air conditioning, a fireplace, an attached multiple garage. It does have an in-ground swimming pool, and it also has a sunroom at the back of the property. The assessed lot size is 11,780 square feet. It's on an interior corner with a park influence. The 2020 assessment is $490,000 or $142.65 square feet. The property was purchased in 2013 for $442,000. For this property, I did a desktop review by reviewing the data that we had on file for the subject, aerial pictures, any permits, along with any available MLS listings for the subject and the comparables. I have 2 comparables in the Garden City, actually on the street, pretty much across from the subject property, and the other 2 are just a little further away in Leah McPhillips or the Templeton Sinclair area. They're all 2 stories. They're built between 1968 and 1988. Square feet range from 2701 to 3350. They all have some basement finish. Bathrooms range from 2 full and 2 halves to 3 fulls and 2 halves. They all have air conditioning. Fireplaces range from 1 to 2. They all have an attached multiple garage. Comparable number 2 does have a swimming pool and also has a sunroom at the rear of the property as well. The lot size range from 7,700 square feet to 10,985 square feet. And comparable number 4 does have a commercial influence and is on an exterior corner. So the time adjusted sale prices range from $435,600 dollars, to $518,400 or $154.75 a square foot to $173.57 a square foot. These comparables support the value of $490,000 as the market value for this property for the April 1st, 2018 reference date.
Do you have any questions of the assessor?
Well, there's some things that, like in the assessment that
Mhm.
actually aren't, like accurate. The basement, isn't finished. It actually has been completely gutted. There's a leak that's going into,
Okay, this
Yeah, this
this
is
portion
in the
is
time,
questions
yeah,
of you.
so-
So you're getting into
yeah,
presentation.
so some of the
here,
things, like the amount of working bathrooms and the finish, especially the finished basement isn't accurate.
Okay,
So that would change the living space from the amount they said, 3,400 to.
The 34, 35 is just the main floor and upstairs.
Oh,
It
it
doesn't
is.
include the
The
basement. No.
basement, okay.
all right, Linda, any questions of the assessor?
You didn't do an inspection then, you just did a desktop review?
Correct.
Right. Do you know the quality of the condition of the other houses that you're using as comparables? As compared to this one?
Yeah, just give me a second here. So this property sold back in 2013. So based on the MLS back then, it said roof, eaves, some windows, furnace, AC have all been updated, new garage door, pool heater, kitchen and bath have been modernized, sorry. I know. So based on that sale, that's how we have our information updated, so it had some updates to it. So when I reviewed the comparables, 21 Tanago Park had the kitchen updated as well, had hardwood floors throughout. 19 Tanago Park, it also had updated kitchen and flooring, and it had the carpet upstairs. I know 19 Tannic Oak has the swimming pool. Also the kitchen I found was like very dark. It was one of the like the espresso style ones
Right.
versus, give me a second here. 21 Tannic, I just want to see the subject again. Looks like the subject had, yeah, a more white kitchen versus the dark espresso colors, and then 21 Tannic is more of a maple. So, yeah, I was comparing the pictures between the three, because, yeah, the comparable 1 and 2 are the most comparable because they're on the same street.
Okay.
So I definitely reviewed the pictures from the MLS for
Okay.
all three properties
Thank you.
to support the assessment.
That's all.
Mark, any questions?
Your comparables 3 and 4 are a fair bit newer. Looking at comparable 1 and 2,
Mm-hmm.
those time adjusted sale prices per square foot are very close. There are some substantial differences though between even the comparables and the subject. The comparable number 1 has 3 full bathrooms despite being the smallest of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
The subject has 1 full bath. Is that correct?
It actually has 3 full baths, so there's 2 showers, so the half bath has 3, right? So it appears that it would be full bath, like with just a shower, like 3-piece.
Tell you what, can you define full bath, half bath, and showers?
Sure, so full bath is tub shower, the tub shower combo with the toilet and the sink, so that would be considered a full bath for us. Half bath would be sink and toilet. And then when you add the shower in, so a 3-piece, we add it into our records as a half bath with a shower.
As in, it's a walk-in shower, is that when you
Correct.
do? Okay, so if you don't have a tub in a full bath, you have a
Correct.
walk-in shower.
Right, so
That
we
becomes
label it
half bath and
with a
shower.
shower, yeah.
Okay.
Or some people have the full bath, with a separate tub and a separate shower.
Mhm.
We would count that, which you see a lot in en-suites, that would be a full bath with a shower. I know it's very confusing on how we collect our data.
But that makes the subject and the first 2 comparables relatively close in
Correct.
the amenities that
Yeah.
they provide. Okay.
So, yeah, I did verify the bathroom count with the MLS listings,
Uh-huh.
just to confirm, because they write like 3 full, 2 halves type thing. So I did confirm to have the correct.
So, if the two comparables
Mhm.
sold for time-adjusted sale
Mhm.
per square foot, that's very close, and that's
Yeah.
155-ish. The assessment on this subject is 142. What accounts for that difference? In what way is the subject inferior?
Good question, it's the assessment, 19 Tannic Oak, yeah, the time adjusted. So, yeah, the assessment probably should be higher, but it's just, you know, it's just, the assessment's done en masse, so it takes a collective sales of the region and determines the value. So it calculates the variables that affect value. So like the swimming pool, bathrooms, location and stuff like that. So it counts for it, and so it takes a grouping in that market region and it gives a coefficient to the variables, and that coefficient is applied to the characteristics that we have on record for the properties in the city.
And when you say market region, that being 316 Garden City.
That would be the neighborhood. The market region would be actually greater than
Bigger.
that.
Okay.
The market region for this would be market region 3, so it would include basically from the northwest, so you're looking at like Amber Trails, out that area, all the way into almost, I wanna say, I would have to pull my map, I'm trying to.
But you're saying it's a much bigger area.
Yeah, it's a much bigger area.
So it's drawing on the sales to produce the model figures from a
Correct.
much bigger area. But now you've looked very specifically at
Correct.
the local neighborhood, and you've identified comparable 1 and 2 as being
Mhm.
quite close in characteristics to
Correct.
this one.
Mhm.
Yet they are sold at a higher value than the subject.
Right, so, and then you can determine that we are under assessing property, if you wish to think that way, but
Those are all my
I'm.
questions.
Okay, I have no questions either, so you can proceed
Okay.
with your application. With your evidence.
So the, we feel the current assessed value of the house is above fair value of the true worth of the house. When we purchased the house at 3010 Oak, we had no idea of the work that the house actually required. Unfortunately, we can't even sell the house for what we owe on our mortgage, as there's so many repairs that need to be fixed. The house is assessed at $490, but our real estate agent told us we would probably only get $420, and that's if we did all the repairs. And the list of repairs is costly. The assessment states the basement is finished, which is inaccurate. Most of the basement has been stripped to the concrete walls due to a major crack in the foundation, which runs the whole height of the basement. Water runs across the basement floor, which we've called in, So I have overtagger too.
That's okay.
So they couldn't fix it. There's a bathroom in the basement which needs to be removed as it's never been operable and contains mold. So there isn't, as many bathrooms either as listed. The shingles need replacing. The roof is leaking and has caused damage inside the house. The deck needs to be removed and replaced as it's not safe. The plumbing, there's pipes leaking. The outside tap is broken in the wall. The main floor bathroom is leaking. so it's turned off and not usable. Toilet cause damage to the floor, the kitchen and laundry room floor need replacing as it's lifting. Front door and the door to the garage don't close properly, cedar shakes need repair. There's probably more. Yeah, and just when I look at, like comparables, like I know the ones I brought, most houses are not selling for listing price in our neighborhood, and they're on they're sitting on the market for months and months. The first one on Attache was listed at $427, sold for $392. And looks like it's a more like landscaped type of home. The other home was
These dates of sale were, are they correct? The 10th of November and the 11th of October, I guess, and the 13th of August.
Sorry, I don't know where it says the date there. I don't know where it says, sorry, and our
Okay,
real
well,
estate.
it's got its sold date on there. Just a note of caution, information after the reference date of April 1st is of limited
Oh, okay.
value. There's been basically court rulings that say we can't consider anything after what happened
And
on
so
April 1st.
this is too new or too old?
Too
Sorry.
new. Too new.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe one of them is.
You
But
can
it
still
seems
proceed
like
with
a
your-
like a brand new home is sold for $470 with everything, like it's a custom built home, brand new, sold for $470. That's all I have.
Okay. do you
Sorry
have-
for being emotional, I'm just
No problem.
not sleeping well and chasing around after a toddler.
Okay, do you have any questions of the appellant?
When did you remove the basement finish?
When we moved in, it was stripped. So they told us, well, that there was this leak, but that they were fixing it. But then when the company came in, like, so ever since we've been there, yeah, the basement has not been, it's been stripped.
Have
The
you,
bathroom needs to be gutted, like it's really bad. The whole basement is, I have a couple of pictures, but it's on my phone, I didn't print them.
did you get any quotes to fix the basement wall?
We
Any
had the same
quotes?
company keep coming in, they wanted to give us a settlement, but they kind of would rather try and get it fixed, so they've come every year and tried to repair it, and it hasn't been repaired.
Other than the basement issue, since you moved in 2013, have you done any repairs to the home?
Not ourselves, no.
Any contractors coming in, or you paid someone to, no, so just, you bought it and you moved in,
And just like,
lived in it?
trying to put out fires, basically, fixing toilets, like, trying to fix the leaking pipes and
Did you said you had pictures on your phone of the
yeah, I have a
basement?
couple of,
We wouldn't mind taking a look at those. And also the assessor can,
I just handed down, it's just the last three pictures. There's the roof, the deck, and the basement. If we swipe ahead, it's the last. That's the crack in the foundation.
damage to the ceiling where the light is? Where is that?
The laundry area
On the main
on the
floor?
main floor, yeah. Thanks.
Any further questions?
One more question.
Okay.
Would you be open for someone to do an inspection to your home? No further questions.
Okay, Linda, any questions?
I have no further questions.
Mark? I guess I have one question. You bought the house in 2013, is that correct? Did you have an inspection of the house when you bought it?
No, the real estate agent, we had suggested we didn't, because we might lose the house. So, in hindsight, we definitely probably should have, but
Okay.
live and learn, I guess.
And the necessary repairs then came to light after you bought the house?
Yeah, as soon as we moved in, the doorknob fell off, and it went from there. It was like, you name it, it just feels like it's happened, but, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Any
you.
summation that you wish to make?
Well, the homeowner did provide post-reference sales. Unfortunately, with the new information that the homeowner provided today regarding the basement, certainly the $490,000 would be considered probably a little high for the home. So at this time, I don't have a value that I could recommend. That's why I asked if she'd be open to an inspection. So the department will need to contact the homeowner further to set up an inspection and go from there to see the condition of the home ourselves. And so, unfortunately, the market value at April 1st, 2018 for me at this time would be unknown due to the basement, but certainly.
Okay, any summation you wish to do?
And the bathroom too, I think
Yeah.
it was included, which is a lot.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, did you talk with the assessment department in the informal discussions of them?
No, my husband was kind of dealing with everything, so, yeah.
Okay.
So, because they give suggestions sometimes, but like I should have had asked for.
It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt because,
Sorry.
a homeowner, I think it was actually you, spoke to us May 2019 regarding the appeal process.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but unfortunately, there's nothing in our notes indicating that you were having issues with the home. I think
I
that
just called to ask,
Yeah.
what to do. I didn't know what
Yeah.
to do, so.
Yeah, if you mentioned some issues with the home, that would have triggered us to
Oh,
come take a
okay.
look at it a lot sooner than before today. So-
Okay, I just spoke to someone on 311
Yeah.
and they said this is what you need to do.
Certainly.
I didn't know who to ask or.
I will definitely follow up with you to do
Sure.
an inspection.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.
It's 10 o'clock right now, so let's move, well, let's take a short 5-minute break, then we'll move to
Sorry, I don't have my business card. I should have brought some. Give
Oh,
you one.
so-
42 Burlington Way,
No,
so
no, I
you
will
can
call you directly.
get
Oh,
on.
I have your-
You have my number, yeah.
Yeah, I have your number from the application.
Sorry, did you-
Okay, great.
we will come back to order now. To accommodate the homeowner, we'll move to 42 Burlington Way because he has a 11 o'clock appointment he has to get to. So you can come up, yeah.
Just on the left, please. Will you swear in or will you affirm?
I swear.
Please state your full name.
Kenneth Abraham Fair.
And you swear the evidence to represent the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Do.
Thank you. I can take your evidence.
Here's 5 copies.
All right, so you can proceed then.
Okay, so roll number is 03065 622 42 Burlington Way in the White Ridge area. It's a one-story built in 1986. It's 1,391 square feet, has basement finished, 2 bathrooms, air conditioning, fireplace, attached garage. Lot size is 7,842 square feet, has heavy traffic influence. The 2020 assessment is $412,000 or $296.19 a square foot. So for this property, a desktop was completed by reviewing the data on file, aerial pictures, any permits available, along with any MLS listings for the comparables. All 4 comparables, are in the White Ridge area. They're all one-story, built between 1987 and 1996. They range in size from 1,207 square feet to 1,455 square feet. They all have finished basement. Bathrooms are 2 full bathrooms with comparable 3 having 2.5. They all have central air. 2 of them have fireplaces while the other 2 do not. They all have an attached multiple garage. 2 have heavy traffic. 1's on exterior corner and 1 has the medium traffic on the bus route. The lot size range from 5,203 square feet to 9,615 square feet. The time adjusted sale price ranges from $396,700 to $428,200 for $294.30 a square foot to $333.29 a square foot. After considering the size and the location of the property, these comparables support the market value of $412,000 as of April 1st, 2018.
Okay, do you have any questions of the assessor?
No.
All right, Mark, any questions of the assessor?
One second. The heavy traffic influence that is on the first 3, can you describe that? What is contributing to the heavy traffic? Where is this?
42 Burlington Way backs on to Queenston.
Correct.
Queenston, correct. Mary Grove, give me a second, I can look it up. I'm not 100% sure if it backs on to Queenston as well.
Inclusion of a map in the information would be wonderful.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to find where it would be located first in the map book. There we go. G3. 29. I think I would have. Oh, yeah, as well as Queenston as well, yeah. It goes in and loops off. And it's just, so the subject is south of Spurfield Boulevard, if you know the area. and backs onto Caniston, where Mary Grove is north of Scofield and backs onto the Caniston location.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Melinda, any questions?
This is a model value again? It just comes from the model, there's no inspection?
No inspection and just double check. There's been no changes. I know the homeowner did contact us during the 2020 preview program, and then there was no changes made to the value, so yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Do you know, are there sound barriers along this?
Nope, there's no sound barriers.
No, it's
Sound.
just the green space that is built up, and then that has the fence, right, and probably some trees that, probably some of them are
Yeah.
a little older, probably dying. But yeah, no, there's just the green space with the fence
Okay.
for White Ridge, yeah.
Okay, that's my question, so you can
Oh,
proceed
yeah.
with your
Good
evidence.
morning. Okay, both my wife and our seniors are retired. Now, I'm not comparing house values here per se. The whole point of this is the, not heavy traffic, but heavy-duty traffic and extreme noise. My wife's now wearing headphones when she's gardening. I mean, that's how bad it is. Then I want to start back at 216. When I met with the first evaluation officer back then, I had a video of the noise and showed the extreme traffic and went through the whole presentation. He watched it, and he looked at it and he said, yes, you have every right, you should get some consideration for this noise. So he agreed with me at the time. So since then, though, the noise has become much worse. It hasn't gotten less. And my first little piece of evidence here is I got some information from Janice Luke's office. The population south of us is now, and this is old data, 2016-17, the population is over 12,000 people and growing. As you know, that area has become urban sprawl, right? I don't think anybody can dispute that. And also they developed that over underpass just south of us to accommodate that traffic, okay? Now, second of all, that merge lane is right next to our house. And you pretty near have to have a Maserati to get around that corner, to get over to the lane to go to the Save On Foods, if you want to get there. And the tires are squealing and the horns are honking. There's no, and I'm not making that up any time. So my first, after that piece of data, I just walked out here last Monday, just walked out. Take a look at the first picture. This is beside our house. First picture, just take a look at that. Then take a look at the picture going back to the overpass, bumper to bumper. And guess what? Since that area's been developed, guess what we've got there? All of a sudden, it's the highest collision zone in the city. We don't have to sit there too long before we hear bang. You know, I mean, it's ongoing. It's nonstop. So that's kind of the short and long of it. The noise and the vehicles now, I don't know, is there a bylaw against some of these mufflers that they have out there? We have to yell at each other, we can't hear each other. Like, it is extreme noise here, especially that merge corner that's right beside us. People just have to drive like maniacs to get in there. Now, I didn't have this report, but I had the assessor I spoke to just previously, I have his report there, and none of the houses there that he compared it to had heavy traffic, okay? And one thing about this whole scenario is the heavy noise. And I don't know how, I see you've got two houses here that are comparable, sort of, but I would say our house is a little older. The missus wants the kitchen replaced. I don't know how much that's going to be. It's a dated kitchen. It was built in 1986. So I don't know what kitchens go, but I think they're between 30 and 50 grand to get a kitchen done. And we need the bathroom in the ensuite done because it's in rag order. And also our driveway's the next thing that we got to get done too. So I don't know what these other places are like. I have no idea. This is the first I've seen it, so I had no chance to go and take a look at them. But anyway, that's the gist of my presentation. Secondly, just one other little comment. When I met this evaluation officer, or this assessor, I can't remember his name now, I just remember assessor number 2 because I was sitting in roll number 2, right? Anyway, he didn't give me my full 15 minutes. He gave me 10 minutes, didn't want to watch my video, wasn't really interested in what I had to say. And I felt kind of disrespected after I left that. And I was a little ticked off because he didn't take time to listen to me. You know, and I think as a senior, I think I should be heard. I should be allowed to go to talk to an assessor, and I think he should at least have addressed my concerns a little bit. That's a comment I have to say about that.
All right, any more evidence?
That's the short and long of it right there, short and sweet.
Okay, do you have any questions of the homeowner?
Just- yep. So you say you have original kitchen,
Yep.
bathroom ensuite then must be original as well?
Oh, yeah. It's-
So is the house all original, or have you
Oh,
been
no,
doing
like,
some
yeah, well,
updates?
we got some new carpet in there.
Okay.
We got, some new flooring in, yeah.
Okay. How about windows?
Oh, we just put windows in last year.
Furnace? roof?
Furnace was done 12 years ago.
There's 2 bathrooms, so how about the other bathroom, is it original as well?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not in bad shape, but it's dated.
Dated but
Yeah.
maintained?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No further questions, thank you.
Okay, Mark, any questions?
Can I just redirect a question to the assessor?
Sure.
The heavy traffic influence that is attributed to the property
Mhm.
accounts for what kind of a drop in value relative to the model amount?
Unfortunately, I don't have that information, the exact amount, but heavy traffic would reduce the assessment. I just know it does reduce the assessment. Yeah.
The comment I'm making is just that it's just, man, it just got, since that overpass, it's just gone ballistic. And I asked the assessor at the time if they were gonna build up, you know, like a noise barrier, and they said no. One of the things they might be able to do is reduce the speed, because it's, you know. And that, those pictures, by the way, I just walked out there, that was 10 in the morning, that was after rush hour.
Hmm.
You can see the time dated deal there, just before 10. So this is not like it's not duty, it's heavy duty. You know.
Linda, any questions?
The 2 houses that are further north of you on Marygrove, is it your contention that the noise pollution that you're dealing with is higher?
I'm sure there's
because
the
of
same, I'm sure there's the same. I'm just saying, because we have the merge lane right beside us,
Right.
the horns are honking because they're cutting people off to try and get in. Because if you're going around, if you're making a right and you want to go to Save on Food straight south, you got to go across 2 lanes. And so what you're doing is you're cutting off 2 lanes of traffic to get into the 3rd and 4th lane. And you really gotta know how to drive, and horns are honking, you're cutting off people and tires are squealing. So that's, I would say, the only difference. I would say they got the same noise pollution that we do. In fact, some days with that traffic that's there, you can actually smell the fumes from our house. You know, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Okay, thank you.
And I have, I guess, a follow-up question with the assessor.
Oh.
If a property were to have a sound barrier, say in this situation, would it still be classified as heavy traffic? That sort of thing?
Correct, yes. It's based on the road that's adjacent to the property, so.
Okay, so.
Keniston is heavy traffic, Portage Avenue is heavy traffic.
So like Chief Pegway would be classified as heavy traffic, those properties that have the sound barriers along them. Oh. Okay, and I have no questions, so.
Oh, thanks for your time.
A summation or anything?
No, I'm good actually today.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
then.
Thank you.
Now we'll get back on schedule with 116 Hesper. you may proceed.
Roll number is 14083483000. So 116 Hesper Avenue, it's in the Glen Elm area. It's a one-story built in 1910. It's 842 square feet, has a park basement, 1 bathroom, no other features. The lot size is 2,543 square feet. It does have the bus route, cemetery, and medium traffic influence. This property was purchased in October 2018, which is post-reference for $121,000. The sale was a foreclosure, so therefore the department does not consider it as an arm's length sale. And originally, the preview letter that was sent out on this property was for $194,000, which was reviewed and ultimately decreased to the current 2020 assessment of $145,000 or $172.21 square feet. So for this property, a desktop review was completed by reviewing the data on file, aerial pictures, any permits available, along with any available information from MLS listings. I did provide to the board in evidence the pictures of the current condition of the home. The home has been renovated. You have heard the pictures, a newer kitchen, you see the flooring, bathroom, and obviously the park basement. So I have 4 comparables in the Glen Elm area. They're all 1-story. They're built between 1906 and 1912. Certainly from this age, they, some of them have renovations, which affects the effective age. So the effective age is between, for comparable 2, 3, and 4, between 1935 and 1957. As renovations increase the life of the property, so therefore the effective age is increased. The living area is between 726 square feet to 838 square feet. Comparable 1 and 2 have park basement. Comparable 3 and 4 have the full basement with no basement finish. They all have 1 bathroom. All 4 of them don't have any other features similar to the subject property. The lot size ranges from 2,611 square feet to 3,377 square feet. Comparable 1 has a park influence, comparable 2 has the bus route and the medium traffic, and comparable 4 has the bus route, cemetery, and medium traffic similar to the subject. So the time adjusted sale price ranges from $122,300 to $172,000, or $168 a square foot to $210 a square foot. After considering the size of the property, the type of basement, and the location of the property, these comparables support the market value of $145,000 as of April 1st, 2018.
Okay, do you have any questions of the assessor?
I have questions regarding your comparables here.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at comparable 1, it's backing onto a park on Harborson, wide street, backing onto a park.
Correct.
I'm on a medium to high duty street, and I open my front door and I open my back door and I'm looking at a cemetery. Kind of a difference there.
Correct, yes.
I think you're going from a positive to a very negative, terrible sign feature. Comparable 3 and 4, full basements. Once again, I have a 3/4 basement, part of it's a dugout. I would say a full basement is worth substantially more than a 3/4 basement. You can't do anything with it. I'm 6 feet, I hit my head.
And I have considered the part basement versus the full basement.
That leaves us with comparable 2, also in Hesper, similar, sold for $120.
Yep. But it's much smaller, it's almost 100 square feet smaller than yours, so that has to be considered as well, the size of it.
It does.
Any questions?
Not regarding the comparables.
Okay, Linda, any questions of the assessor?
I have no question.
Mark?
Your comparable number 2 is the only one that has a comparable effective age.
Correct, yes.
It is a little bit smaller building, but a little bit bigger lot. In your opinion, does it amount to the best of the comparables?
The best of the comparables, yes.
And its time-adjusted sale price was $122,000. The assessment on this subject is $145,000. What accounts for that difference?
I account the size of the property, mostly, and the time when it was purchased. You can see it's February 2017. Market evidence shows that when you purchase a property during the winter, it typically sells lower than when you would normally purchase in the summer. Obviously, not too many people are buying houses in the winter, so typically there is a better opportunity to get a lower price on the home.
Your first comment was about size? Was that lot size or building size?
Living area size. It's over 100 square feet smaller.
Okay, 100 square feet smaller, 10 by 10-ish.
Ish, yeah.
Does that mean that there's a difference in the number of rooms in the buildings, or between the two of the buildings? Or is it just that every room is marginally larger than?
I didn't review comparable to see how many rooms there were. It certainly, it's 116 square feet, so that could be an extra room, or it could be, like you said, the extra space in the kitchen and living rooms.
The exterior walls are a little farther out.
Yeah, exactly. So,
How many bedrooms? How many bedrooms in the subject? How many bedrooms in comparable to?
comparable to, I don't know how many bedrooms, I don't have that information. I just have the subject, and the subject is 2 bedrooms.
Okay, those are my questions.
Thank you.
Okay, and I have no questions, so you can proceed with your evidence.
I was able to contact the realtor and I had some comparables done for the time point suggested here. Looking around the area, I found some comparables, also on busy streets. Things that were comparable anywhere between 113 and 122. Home has gravel driveway parking for 1 car. Also worth mentioning, home has rental hot water tank and furnace. These other homes don't. Probably a negative feature if you don't own the hot water tank and furnace when resale comes. I attached the MLS ad for the house, states that that's rental equipment in that house. Also Hespler, small front yard, old house, bus route, take a bus down there, house shakes, old house. Once again, I guess the 2020 preview letter, 196, my assessment appointment was canceled by the assessor. He agreed over the phone, 196 out plunge. He said he could do 145s, told me to get some comparables and come down here. So he sort of agreed with that. I paid 121, house was a foreclosure, it was on MLS, listed, open market, anyone could buy it. Sat there for a week, I was doing an offer, 121. It wasn't at an auction, it was a public MLS sale. In all honesty, public sale should probably dictate public value. I repainted the house is a rental, nothing's changed. More or less what I'm seeking is a 121 assessment.
Okay, is that your presentation?
Also worth mentioning, I'm assuming everyone here has a copy of the pictures. You look beside the gas meter, clearly drywall staining, clearly basement leaks, old house. Has a 2010 flip house that was sold, quality, subpar at best. After 10 years, all the renovations are pretty, showing their age. page, I guess, what's titled page 3 of 4, set the gas meter. You can see the drywall stained from water in the basement.
Okay.
That concludes my presentation.
Kate, do you have any questions of the appellant?
Yes, a couple, you mentioned you're renting the property now?
Correct.
You're not
Tenant
living in it?
occupied.
Okay. And how much rent do you charge?
$11.50.
Okay. Also you said, yes, the property was on MLS, it was a foreclosure, right?
It was public on MLS, I guess the owner tried to sell it. It sat on the market for, I think, $169, $159. Listing expired after 2 months. Went up for auction, didn't sell at auction for $130. It went up with an agent at that point for $129. I came around after it sat on the market for nearly a week, offered $121, and they were quick to jump at that.
Okay, but at that point, the bank had taken over the property?
The bank had taken over the property, but it was sold by an agent on the MLS with
Right.
the sale in the yard. I came with another agent, very traditional way of purchasing it.
So we really don't have a willing seller, the seller was forced to sell the home, because
At that
obviously
point,
you
the
could-
seller was out of the home.
Yeah.
The bank had the home, correct.
Okay.
But it was as a public sale, public as I could be.
Sorry, you said rent was $11.50
Correct.
plus utilities?
Correct.
And how long did it take you to rent it out?
I purchased this property, I believe, end of
October, right? October you took possession?
I had it rented out for August 1st, 2018. I'm assuming your records are.
Oh, you know what, okay.
I
Okay,
believe
so it would come through land titles, so yeah.
I took possession mid-July.
Okay,
I painted it for about a week, sat empty for 2 weeks, tenants moved in August 1st. House is relatively, there's a different color on the walls. Whole house is the same.
no further questions, thank you.
Okay, Linda, any questions?
No, I have no further questions.
Questions probably for both about the sale date. You say you took possession in July.
Correct.
What was the actual registration date of the sale?
I know there was some issues with land titles getting, I guess, the status of the house clear as it was a foreclosure. And the last owner had a few different encumbrances and they didn't want to release their encumbrances due to being a foreclosure and them getting very little money on those mortgages they had.
Mm-hmm.
So they were sort of dragging their feet releasing that. So I had possession, but I didn't have a clear title in my name from land titles at that point.
When did you negotiate the sale?
I believe I took possession middle of July, probably would have been in the beginning of June.
In June.
Yes. And possession was about a month later once my financing was in order.
I ask because June is after April 1st, 2018, that being the reference date.
Yeah.
We can't consider sale prices after that period of time.
But we would agree that property values are rising. So with that premise, we would probably say the sale price would be lower.
That's all my questions.
Okay, regarding the, I guess, photographs and the assessor's brief, it looks like the kitchen has been updated somewhat at some point in time. Do you know when that was?
The house was flipped in 2010. It was renovated severely in 2010.
Okay.
At that point, it went to the last owner. You can tell, looking at the pictures now, the quality of the renovations. You can see the floor areas is all faded. If you look at the kitchen, the second picture, you can see that the chunk of the countertop's missing. The renovations that were done very cheaply.
So is that an arborite countertop?
Correct, yeah. A laminate countertop.
Laminate, yeah.
And you can see it's missing a chunk. Looking at all the laminate floors, you can see. The picture shows.
So that's laminate floors, not hardwood?
No, okay, not in that area.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Any summation that you wish to do?
after hearing the evidence, it's still concerning the size of the property and the type of basement and location. In my opinion, the $145,000 is the market value.
Okay, any submission?
I heard going to sell the house, I don't think I'd get more than 121,000 as indicated by the MLS.
Okay, thank you. And so we'll move on to our last owner who is present, 238 Kingsway.
I realize I must have left a copy on the photocopier. I only have 4. I'll give you my copy after. For your record.
Yeah, that's fine. Would you like to swear in or affirm? Please state your full name.
Julie Giver.
And you swear that I'm to represent the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, you can proceed, Ms. Blackton.
Okay, so roll number is 12040287000 338 Kingsway. It's in the Crescent Wood area. It's a 2.5-story, built in 1938. It recently had gone under renovation of the property. Currently, we have I have attached a copy of the permit. Give me a second. In my package, I attached a copy of a permit indicating the renovation, and it states complete renovation of existing home plus a single-story 280 square foot mudroom addition and a 26 by 27 attached garage. The value of the construction was $400,000. And on the next page, there is an open permit for an in-ground swimming pool that is not completed yet and therefore is not on the assessment. At the time of the exterior inspection, the landscaping of the property was being completed and there was still construction equipment in the rear of the property. I was not able to confirm that the swimming pool was completed, and at this time it's not on the assessment record as I indicated. So attached to my brief, you will see the exterior pictures of the home that were taken on July 9th around the whole home with the garage and the landscaping plans. And part of the permit also had the sketch of the renovations that were to happen for the exterior of the addition, the garage, and future pool. So I have been in discussion with the homeowner recently regarding the property value, and it was brought to my attention on Monday, this past Monday, that there's a discrepancy of the square footage of the property, and it's still under review. I'm still working on that for you. I just pulled the field forms, so I still need discussion with the homeowner. The homeowner indicated the square footage should be 4,179 square feet, and we have it as 4,365 square feet. The difference is 86 square feet. However, it has not changed my opinion of value on the home, the difference in square footage. I did request an interior inspection or interior pictures of the property on July 4th. As the homeowner and I were not able to reach an agreement in the market value of the home, the assessment department has no pictures on file regarding the recent renovations that have taken place, and the homeowner has not responded to my requests. So therefore, I completed a desktop review along with information from another staff member who inspected the property in January 2019. Unfortunately, he did not take any pictures at that time, but he did do an inspection, public information regarding the property, permit information on the property, and the exterior inspection that I completed by me on July 9th, 2019. So therefore, the information the department has on record is that the home was built in 1913 and it's 4,365 square feet with a full basement with no basement finish. There are 2 full bathrooms and 2 half baths. There's air conditioning on the property along with the fireplace. The home has a new attached garage. As you look at the permit, there's a small addition added to the home when the garage was built. Also from the permit, the property went under complete renovation. The company that completed the renovation is RT Design and Build. Crescent is a mature neighborhood and have homes that have gone under various degrees of renovations and some have not. On the first comparable sheet, I present you to 4 comparables from the Crescent area that were built between 1909 to 1929 that have had renovations taken place. They range in size from 3,650 square feet to 5,509 square feet. They all have finished basement. The bathroom range from 3.5 to 4.5. Fireplaces range from 1 to 3. They all have detached garages and the lot size range from 9,535 square feet to 24,921 square feet. The sale prices range from $995,000 to $1,375,000, or $230 a square foot to $301 a square foot. The time adjusted sale prices range from $1,048,700 to $1,408,000, or $243 a square foot to $309 a square foot. During our discussion, the homeowner provided to me sales in the Wellington Crescent area. Therefore, the second sheet of comparable is from this area. So if you look at my second sheet, these are on Waterloo Street, with one being a 2.5 story and the other being the two other being a 2-story. These homes were built between 1917 to 1928, and they've had renovations. They are smaller in size, ranging from 3,010 square feet to 3,412 square feet. They do have basement finished. The bathroom range from 2 full and 3 halves to 4 fulls and 1 half. They all have air conditioning, and the fireplace ranges from 1 to 2. One has a single detached garage, while the other 2 have multiple attached garage. The lot size ranges from 11,995 square feet to 12,002 square feet. The time adjusted sale price ranges from $970,600 to $2,115,600, or $299 a square foot to $620 a square foot. As you can see, the sale prices vary from each property regardless of the size of the home. The prices vary due to the level of renovations of the home. Based on the permit and information available to the department, 238 Kingsways has gone under major renovations. The home was gutted and completely rebuilt. And as a result, if you look on my page 3 of my comparables, these are homes that this builder had renovated in the past and sold on the market. So it is the same company, RT and Design and Build, that completed these renovations on these 3 properties. One comparable is in the subject neighborhood, which is much smaller at 2,470 square feet, and it sold for $1,285,714 in January 2017. This home was extensively renovated, along with a small addition with an attached garage, similar to the subject, adding a small addition with the garage. The other 2 homes are in the Tuxedo, but they were completed by the builder, the renovator, and sold for $1.275 million and $1.3 million. RT Design and Build specializes in offering premier custom home building, renovations, and design. And these 3 sales indicate individuals are willing to pay for homes that have been extensively renovated. Initially reviewing the property, I recommended a market value of $1.25 million to the homeowner. This value has not been accepted by the homeowner. A further review of additional sales in the area, in my opinion, the market value of $1.38 million is reasonable for this property instead of my original recommendation of $1.25 million.
Is that your presentation?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
That was
Questions?
a long process.
I do. So the square footage, the first page of the comparables, I agree that these are good comparables.
Mhm.
The second page, Waterloo, that is by far the prettiest section of the neighborhood. I think Wheeler, the jet player, is the one that paid the $2 million for Waterloo Street. those houses are amazing. I would love to own any of those on that street. I don't feel that those are comparable. I do have a question on the third sheet. The 62 Harvard, that it was the lottery house, and there was significant height with that one being sold. I can speak to the Urete's workmanship and custom building when I present, if you'd like. I have a question on the sale price per square foot. So if the basement is finished, that square footage is not included in the sale price per square foot?
Correct, yeah, because the living area is just, the main floor, second floor, and the half story.
So even though
If the
there
base-
is more livable space,
It's not-
the square footage?
No, it's not in the price per square
It's
foot,
not
it's in the
in the
total value, right? Because people will pay a little bit more for the basement finish, depending on the quality, but yes.
But yeah, you're working it out on a per square footage basis,
That's
when
it.
the square footage of livable space is actually higher in a house where the basement is finished. Is just what I'm questioning. Would it not be?
No, we don't consider below grade as the living area, it's just the main and upper. So this price per square foot, even though it's the 242 to 308, 309, all three of them do have basement finish, so that is considered in the value. So when I look at the value of the properties, I do have to consider removing the added value of the basement finish because your property does not have basement finish.
Right, okay. The time adjusted sale price, that brings it to April 1st, 2018?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, I think that's a lot of questions I had on your comparable.
Okay, Mark, any questions of the assessor?
Your effective age on the subject of 1998, was that due to renovations done prior to April 1st, 2018, sometime in the past? Or is that accounting for renovations that you say are on this building permit that you referenced?
The building permit has been completed. So this effective age includes current condition of the home.
And how did you value the changes that are listed on that building permit? I'm assuming that that's what you did. Building permit lists in detail what is gonna get changed, and you costed out all of those changes?
We don't do it actually on a cost basis, it's all done on market, so we actually have a calculator, effective age calculator, so yes, we indicate, like the exterior walls, cause it was gutted, the home. So you're looking at new insulation, new drywall, new flooring, new kitchen, new plumbing, everything, so those items get all listed and a percentage, and it was completed, and there's a percentage, and then it calculates an effective age from the original 1913 date.
So you changed the characteristics in accordance
Yeah.
with what you saw on the building permit.
This one, because I haven't seen the property inside, I've only seen outside, it was the previous assessor, which the homeowner had been in contact with, the one that actually, did the inspection in January. He reviewed the interior of the home, he got an interior inspection, and and then confirmed the effective age on that.
So the house had an interior inspection in January of 2019,
Correct, by another assessor.
at which point the renovation was complete.
When because this property was under appeal for 2018, correct? Was it 2017?
16, 18, yeah.
18, because the assessor completed the appeal for the most recent one, which was back in May. At that time, the house wasn't completed, done. He said I think it was about 5% that was completed, remaining.
Yep, in January of 2019,
Yeah.
when he was there, this spoke 5%.
When I spoke to Julie maybe 2 weeks
Last
ago,
week,
when I first contacted her, I did actually clarify if there was any outstanding work, if the 5% was still valid, and she confirmed with me the house was completed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then the characteristics were brought up to date on the basis of that inspection, correct? And you're not relying on the building permit value for any part of this. It's simply the normal process of inspection, altering the characteristics, et cetera, that result in this new effective age.
Correct.
And the consequential value.
Correct.
All right. I might have another question, but.
We'll see, right? In the future.
I'll keep thinking.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a unique property.
It is.
and
It's
a
very unique.
Situation,
Yeah.
and a unique
It's very-
neighborhood, unfortunately, yeah.
Linda, any
I
questions?
don't have any further questions.
Okay, since we're, I guess, evaluating the current condition of the home, would having a hole in your backyard without a completed pool affect that value until it's completed?
When I drove by, when I inspected it on July 9th, the pool was actually in place, like the concrete was in place. They were finishing landscaping. I couldn't confirm if the pool was in working condition, but the concrete was in place with the liner. I did see that, but I haven't had the opportunity to talk to the homeowner to see if it was completed or not. And at this time, I'm satisfied with our assessment not having the swimming pool on the record. If it was completed and she tells me today it's completed, certainly the value would increase, but at this time, I think
No,
the
I was just
1.3
wondering if, a partially completed pool would serve as a negative on the value.
In my opinion, no, because I know the pool's gonna be completed right away. Like, it usually takes a couple weeks to complete a pool. To me, that means the pool will increase the value in a few weeks once the pool's done. So having a hole in the ground, knowing work is being done, people, renovate their homes all the time. It's like ongoing, so in my opinion, no, I wouldn't decrease the value for this property for a hole in the ground.
All right, thank you. You can proceed with your presentation.
Okay, where can I start? Like I say, I take into consideration it's a very unique property. It's been a unique situation with us, living through the process for the last 2 years. We signed the contract in 2017 for possession on July 1st, 2018, and then continued to work with the builder for another 9 months to finalize everything. We bought the house subject to a lot of the hype of the lottery house and seeing the finishes and really loving the idea that Arete was taking these older homes, keeping them in the neighborhood, but bringing them up to today's standard as far as finishes and environmental air conditioning and all that. So we bought it in July of 2017 with the understanding that it would be to the level of the lottery house and to the level that they were told us it would be. It would be then over the next year. It was the worst. It was the worst situation I ever had to work with a contractor. We had thought we would get high-end finishes. We had thought we would get to be able to work with them to custom build the house. That was not the case. We ended up with countertops that you would get in any follicle home. We ended up with flooring that ended up having to be ripped out. Went through that last month. The hardwood floors were taken out because they weren't sealed properly when they were done at the manufacturer. So when we talk about a custom built home, yeah, it sounded great, but working with them was really a nightmare, I have to say. So when I look at the pricing and I look at the price per square foot, the comparables that Nancy has put together on the first page, I feel are close. The $240 a square foot, upwards of $280 a square foot. Looking at it from that perspective, I would agree that is consistent with the neighborhood. They've sold houses in the neighborhood in the last 4 years, have sold around the $1 million mark. To have a house valued at 1.4 yeah, that's what we paid for it, but I gotta tell you, I would never have paid that again had I known what we were going through. And I would never get that price for it in that neighborhood, given the fact that most of the houses beside me are valued at $500,000 to $600,000. So speaking with a real estate agent at Royal LePage, Claude Davies, who knows the neighborhood, has sold houses in the neighborhood in the last 25 years. He feels that the values of these comparables that on Harvard, there's a couple other on Harvard, are good comparables of what the market would stand for. In my package, I know you're not supposed to consider sales after April 1st, 2018, but I feel it speaks to taking into consideration this time adjustment price. The prices for the houses in the neighborhood have actually gone down. Most of the houses are selling for less than asking price in the neighborhood, which means, like this house, 916 Wellington Crescent, we would have bought that had we not bought this house. We know the seller. It's a beautiful house. It's got granite throughout. The woodworking is amazing. The hardwood floors are gorgeous, and it sold for less than asking. It has a pool. It has a finished basement. It's a corner lot as well, and it's on Wellington Crescent, one of the more prestigious areas. So if you take into consideration the finished basement and the livable space, you're looking at more of a 220 a square foot livable space. 20 Ruskin Road, for example, it sold for less than asking. My house, I bought it effective date July 1st, 2018, which is past that assessment date. So, looking back on what now has sold in the neighborhood, I feel I paid way too much for the house. Adding the pool was my preference, and those preferences and those touches may not be attractive to other people. Real estate agents also say that pools are really price neutral. They do not really add to the value. You have to find somebody that would want the pool. And in my package, it shows the page with the houses in the neighborhood. So the 300 Dromore is a comparable house as well. I've been in it. Beautifully finished home. It's on a corner lot. Has some of the same likable features as my house. Like I say, it's a unique neighborhood which is going through a transition with houses being renovated and torn down. And Nancy, I don't envy your position in having to go through this as it happens. It's a tough one. Like, how do you compare it? Because there's no comparables really. But I just don't. And going purely from a market value, the ability to sell the house at that price is just I don't see it happening when I'm surrounded by homes that are around 500 to 600,000. It would be a difficult sell to go from that perspective. When you look at what has sold in the neighborhood, which is comparable as close as we could possibly get, like 47 Harvard is I think a great comparable. 300 Dromore is a good comparable. What else can I tell you? I think that is it. And when the assessment did come in, I half expected it to come in at the 1.25, which is what myself and the other assessor had kind of talked about. That would be the value when it was finished. So I was a little shocked when it came in at 1.38. Had it come at 1.25, I probably wouldn't be here today. And then when I started to do the homework, I realized, I really overpaid for this house compared to market values in the last 2 years. And the finishes, like I say, we have kitchen craft cabinets, which were basic. We worked the kitchen around to fit. They're not custom. I don't have custom appliances. I had to pick a package from Midland. My flooring, like I said, had to be ripped up. That was a great adventure. And I do actually, Nancy, I wasn't able to, the pictures don't really do it, but I did a video. I airdropped the video to you, because it was too big to email. to
Oh,
you.
was it too big to email?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you have an iPhone? I can airdrop it to you.
No,
or-
I only have a Samsung, it's my personal
I can
one.
give you, if you guys wanna look at it, this is the interior of the house. I don't know if you
You know
guys
what?
wanna.
If you guys are okay
Okay.
watching it and then I can watch it,
Sure.
I'm good with that. It's just, we'll have to figure out a way to get.
So this flooring
Hmm.
was all stained, so they had to actually rip it out and then put new ones in, move all the furniture out, and then refinish the first floor. We're in the midst of them wanting to do it to the second floor, to all the bedrooms, and I'm almost just gonna say no. I'll just live with the staining. We have a dog and we drop water on it. So it's white. The contractor, that's their motif, so it's all white and gray. There's 3 bedrooms in it. So that is, what is that? My daughter's bedroom. So the finishes are basic, it's just paint. The closet was finished with IKEA cabinets. And the countertops, like I said, are just quartz, they're not granite. And then this is up to the 3rd floor, which is carpet. I know it's quick, but it's a quick little walkthrough. I was like, how can I send this to you?
I know, okay. Could you not put it in a Dropbox and then email it to me and then, The link?
login? Yeah, I could do
and
that.
then I think from my work, I can
Get
pick it up from there.
Okay.
Let's try that.
You wanna do that?
Yeah.
Can
But
show
this-
her the,
And this is what the assessor who inspected in January saw.
Yeah, he would see this. So what was left on was a little bit of stuff on the outside. We're still fighting with the developer. The eavesdropping is not done. There's little bits, and the eavesdrop company unfortunately has gone bankrupt, and Arete is also having financial difficulties. It was not a fun process, so.
So this floor got ripped up?
Yeah, on the main
Aw.
floor, yeah.
This is such a beautiful flooring. So sad.
So just, yeah, the level of custom that we thought we would get was not quite what we anticipated.
Did the flooring on the stairs get ripped up too?
It should be, but no.
Oh.
Because if they do, then it's gonna wreck the drywall and then all the ending, so there's, my daughter loves to eat peanut butter, and she drops peanut butter on the floor, so there's little grease stains on the flooring. So I
That's
think
really
we're just
fast.
gonna live with that.
Okay.
And you know, if you wanna, if it's easier to come by, I can work out arrangements.
I know, it was
Just
such short notice,
such
that's
short
why,
notice, yeah.
that's why, pictures would have been the best, because, yeah, short notice on getting a full inspection. I know we were just there, unfortunately, ARCA didn't take any pictures, and I think this is the type of property that would benefit us to have pictures on file, so we're not constantly interrupting you to come, each different assessor coming, because unfortunately, we can't control which assessor is assigned to your appeal. Okay. Yeah, try the Dropbox, email me the link, and we'll go from there.
Okay, yeah, and if we can make arrangements for you to pop in, that would be great. That's about it.
okay, do you have
I
questions?
do have questions, just continuing from, on your second page, you gave the risk assessment profile. And you
Yes.
gave the square footage. Do you know if this, because you said they measured the home, did they measure the exterior or the interior?
Well, what they do, the insurance company does, is they measure it from replacement value. So the SGI Canada did a risk assessment, they send it out, and they do a whole report on what's been done. And then with that, if, if it was to burn down, what would it be to to rebuild, so I'm assuming it would be from the, I can check on that. I can check, I
Yeah,
really
if you
don't actually know
could
the
check
answer.
on that, cause we do exterior measurements. So I do have the first 2 floors and the basement as exterior. You did mention on the 3rd floor they closed in some space. So I'm wondering, maybe that's where we're out, is actually on the 3rd floor in the attic space that was developed.
Yeah.
And there we would have to measure inside, cause there's no way I can measure from the roof.
Yeah, and like I said, we lost about half the space. Like, I was in the house when it was for sale.
Okay.
And it was fully
Okay.
finished right to the rafters.
yeah.
They had like, it was quite a big open
Okay.
space, but when they finished
So
it, they closed it.
I'm thinking that's where we're out, 100 and some square feet,
That might
probably
make
on the
sense.
3rd floor. But yeah, if you can confirm if they did the measurements outside for the first 2 floors, well, first floor, because the second floor is the same.
Outside or inside.
Yeah, we'll go from there for the square footage, we'll certainly get that sorted out. But for now, it doesn't affect my value, my opinion value for it. Second question, sorry, you kind of made a couple comments. You signed the contract in July 2017,
Yes,
so you signed the contract at the 1.4 million?
yes.
Okay. Did you have, so it was under renovations at that point?
Yeah, so what they did is they buy the property.
Yeah.
And then they hadn't quite started the renovation. They had somebody else that was going to do the house for, and that deal fell apart.
Okay.
So because we were interested in the property and we liked them based on the lottery house and
Yeah.
meeting with them, we thought that they would
For
be
sure.
the ones that would have done the renovation. So it worked out, seemed to be a great partnership. So then we took over and then they started to do the renovation.
Because this home, you bought it privately, how did you come across it, knowing that this property was gonna be renovated and eventually sold? Like, did you have contacts, like?
So we met them at the lottery house,
Oh,
Arete.
okay.
Matt and Zoe are the owners of
Yeah.
Arete. We met them there, and
Okay.
it seemed like great people.
Yeah.
Loved the idea that they were gonna keep the old character of the
Mhm.
home, but wanted new amenities. So Arete bought the property when it was on the MLS. So they owned the property. So it's almost like buying a new home. So say, for example, Venture Home buys a lot, and then you come to them and I want you to put that house on it. So you enter a contract, they build the house, and when
Mhm.
it's done, you get the keys. So Arete buys the property, they renovate it, and then they sell it to us when it's done. So that's how they do these other ones. Same with,
Yep.
there's a couple on Yale Avenue that they just finished.
Yeah, that would have been post-reference, yeah, my 3rd sheet of comparables has the ones that they did
Yeah,
and sold.
Tuxedo there.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
So that's their model.
Okay.
So we enter into a purchase price based on, they list what they're gonna do
Okay,
in there. And, you know, it's interpretation of their, you know, built-in cabinets, well,
okay.
you know,
Yeah.
their interpretation of built-in
Okay.
quality.
Was an appraisal ever done, to determine that value that you signed at 1.4?
Appraisal on the house since we've entered it.
And
since
entering
we-
into contract?
Well, it's, no appraisal has been done from an outside source other than for insurance purposes. on
Did the bank
house.
do an appraisal?
Yes, yes, they did,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
The bank did an appraisal,
And that's-
and they only would issue money up, they valued it at 1.25. So we got a mortgage of 75%, and we could allow, they would only open a mortgage up to 75% of 1.25. The bank did an appraisal, yes. Because that was, the house wasn't ready when our possession date was, and the bank was not gonna release the funds, because they said our house was unlivable, and there was no running water, and the toilets weren't installed, and this was they walked in a week before, the 3rd week in June of 2018, we were taking possession July 1st, I guess, and the house was still not livable, so the bank was not even gonna release the funds to close the deal, which I should have probably I should have said before.
Okay, sorry, I missed that, so the bank.
The bank
gave you a mortgage
appraised
of-
it at 1.25 for the mortgage.
So your mortgage would be 75% of that? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, I think
so that would have been July 2017, or your possession
Possession July
2018? Okay, because I did run title on your property, and your mortgage is at 1.49.
That's, my mortgage is not at that, but I
Maybe
have
the
to get
original
bank.
amount, and probably not use all of it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
I don't know, I have
Yeah.
to look at the banking, sorry.
Yeah, because the banking mortgage, like you said, they would only mortgage out 80%, right, is the maximum that they would do?
Maybe it's 80%,
Yeah, 80%, because over $1 million, you need to put down 20%. That's a lot. So if the bank valued it at 1.49, that puts it almost at 1.8 million mortgage, value.
Yeah, 1.25
Well-
sticks in my mind, but I can go
Okay.
back to the banking stuff.
Yeah, it's unusual, okay. Sorry, I probably do have a couple more questions. So it sounds like we're kind of we're basically on agreement for the first three comparables on my sheet, right?
Yes.
300 Jerome, 47 Harvard, 307 Jerome.
Mm-hmm.
These properties all have like hot water heating. You have forced air, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I missed the hot water heating.
Yeah. So I know 300 Jerome goes privately, so unfortunately I don't know the true extent of it. There's only an open permit for a pool on your information on the first page. You wrote pool corner lot.
Yeah, they put a pool in.
They put it in, we
After
haven't
they
assessed
bought
it
it,
yet.
yeah.
Sorry, we haven't gotten there yet on that pool. So for 47 Jerome and 307 Jerome, do you think that these homes have the same renovations as yours, like being completed? Because your home has been completely gutted and redone from, and in your case, a lot of the money did go probably behind the walls, right?
Yes.
You know,
A lot of it.
redoing insulation, drywall, probably
Structure.
structural, fixing some sloping, I guess. At that age, it's given those homes do require a lot of work. So in your opinion, do you think those comp 2 and 3 would have the same level of renovations?
I haven't, have I seen their listings? I don't know if I saw their listings. It's hard to say.
It's hard to say, yeah.
Because it, like you said, it's.
Yeah, it is.
Getting
It's
us-
unfortunately, yeah, with houses
Yeah, it's
that
47
age and that
are-
area, it's very hard to,
You know, is it, yeah.
Yeah.
To compare apples and apples.
yeah, okay.
So, yeah, I do have the listing of the 47 Harvard. It talks about new lighting, updated windows, updated bathrooms. This one has 6 bedrooms, I think, or something.
Yeah, 6 bedrooms, you're correct. 47, yeah.
Too many updates over recent years to mention.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
got an Irish pub basement, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that one sounds quite interesting. It just doesn't say, yeah, if it's been gutted or not. Probably one last question. Swimming pool. Is it done?
It is done now. We had
Is it
some,
working?
some touch and go there. We thought the concrete was gonna have to be ripped up.
Oh, no.
But
Really?
that's okay, so it is now
And
operational.
it's a different company that puts the swimming pool in than the builder?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a question out of curiosity more than anything. When you dug the hole, when they dug the hole, did they find any concrete by any chance?
From the old pool?
Yeah.
Lucky enough,
Yeah.
the old pool was actually bigger than the one
Oh,
we
okay.
put in. So we were able to dig inside,
Oh,
so the
okay.
concrete was on the outside. When they did some of the fencing, they
They
hit some
came
of the
inside. Oh,
concrete
okay.
and they had to jackhammer the concrete.
Sorry, I just noticed this week when I got the field form that there used to be a swimming pool on your property.
Yeah.
So I thought how original, how unique that it's gone like full circle of a house being completely renovated with a swimming pool, like back in the day.
Yeah, our neighbors find it very confusing. Well, that house used to have a swimming
Yes.
pool, and now you put it back in.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, so.
You know what, that's all my questions for today. Thank
Hey,
you.
Linda, any questions?
I don't think I have any further questions.
Milo?
I'm confused about the bank appraisal. Did the bank appraise it at 1.25 or at 1.49?
I'll have to look at the papers. I know that there was a lot of back and forth, and we were very lucky that the manager at the HSBC in Winnipeg kind of went to bat for us because it was such a unique property. It was HSBC Canada had never dealt with a property like that. She had to phone right up to the head and say, okay, well, it's a renovated property. It's new now, and it's worth kind of the value that we're paying for it, because they were really confused, why are you paying so much for this house? So they came up with the 1.25. We did a bridge financing, I think, because we were waiting until there was a bit of an overlap between our house selling and we bought Kingsway first, held it for 2 weeks, and then our other house sold. So we had to do some bridge financing, so that might have been where that difference was, and it was around $200,000. So they might have worked that into their mortgage documents. I can try to find that specifically and as you know, the banks don't release their appraisals. They just kind of come up with the numbers, so you don't have a copy of their appraisal, right?
I know,
Which is
would have been
annoying.
really interesting to see how they did it.
Yeah, I
Because
would
they
love
get
to have
1.8
them.
million, because 80%, right, for the mortgage, so full value would be almost 1.9 million, and that is a stretch.
Right.
For Winnipeg, like
Yes, that's.
anywhere.
And they
Even
would
a new
never have
house.
done. They would never, based on my discussions with them last year, just trying to get the deal to close. It was more of, there was a gap between what they thought it was and what we're paying for it. And they were very confused why we're paying so much money for the house. So I can try to find that, but I think that's where that extra 200,000
Okay,
kind of came
yeah.
in. There was a bridge financing, and then when we closed, we paid that off, and then now, our mortgage right now is 900 and some odd
Okay.
thousand.
Yeah, because all I have is what's through land titles right now, and right now I just have the 1.49.
Yeah.
That was registered on July 5th, 2018,
Yeah,
right,
see
the
that-
day that you took
that's-
it possession, so yeah.
With respect to the dates, the transaction was registered in July of 2018, post-reference,
Mhm.
but it was on the basis of a sales agreement signed in July 2017?
I believe so, yeah, it's around there.
Okay, so it was negotiated back then
Mhm.
for the 1.4.
Yes.
Were you aware of the amount that Arate had paid for the house in 2017?
Yes. Yes. We overpaid for it. I don't know what we were doing.
That's all my questions.
Okay, and you stole my thunder. I was gonna ask that question. You're so smart. Great minds think alike, but fools seldom differ. That's what my mother used to say. Okay, I have no more questions. So any summation you'd like to do?
It is a unique property. It has gone under renovations, complete renovations, like it's been gutted, redone. She is saying that there is some issues with the home. In my opinion, yeah, the market value would be between the 1.25 million that I originally recommended to the 1.38 million for the original assessment. No doubt that there is value in the property, just basis on what has actually been completed for renovation, so. Thank you.
Commission?
No, I think that is, yeah, just to reiterate that it is a unique property, and it's very difficult to, it's not very black and white. And I appreciate you taking the time to consider it. It is, that neighborhood is going through this, and I don't think this will be the last time that they go through that. So I'll try to get you the copy of it.
That'd be great.
And if you wanna come and specifically see it, absolutely, we'll
And
do that.
then just the square footage as well, we'll have to get that settled.
Whether it was outside or inside?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then also, because Art was there, he's on holidays this week, I'm gonna ask him if he ever measured the third floor.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he did or not, but we will get this square footage figured out, come to an agreement to that.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time.
Now, we have one last property. The homeowner is not present, but we will hear the city's evidence on 73 Regal Avenue.
wouldn't you consider 46-2 a no-show?
No, we hear and make a decision based on the evidence that we have.
But there's no evidence for the homeowner.
So
Oh, sorry.
We will have your evidence.
We're allowed by the legislation to either hear it, and obviously it's only on the basis of your
Okay.
information, or deny it because the applicant is not here.
Okay,
We have chosen to
hear
hear
it.
it.
okay. All right. Okay, so roll number is 0801219520 Regal Avenue in the Veneris area. It is a bi-level with a secondary suite. So there is 2 units in this property, so the main floor, and there is a secondary suite in the basement. Built in 2016, it's 1,100 square feet. Basement's finished because of the secondary suite. Each unit has a full bathroom, it has air conditioning, no garage. The assessed lot size is 3,386 square feet. The 2020 assessment is $427,000 or $388.18 a square feet. The property was purchased in May of 2016 for $395,000. I have 4 comparables. 3 are in the same neighborhood and 1 just outside in St. George. They're all the bi-level type homes with the secondary suite in the basement. Built between 2015 to 2017. They range in size from 958 square feet to 1,100 square feet. Each unit has a full bathroom, has air conditioning, and none of them have a garage. Lot size ranges from 2,561 square feet to 3,386 square feet. The time adjusted sale price per square foot ranges from $391,100 to $500,000 or $408.25 a square foot to $454.55 a square foot. These comparables support the market value of $427,000 as of April 1st, 2018.
Okay, any questions, Linda?
No question.
Mark, any questions?
Sorry, I was spending so long looking for my package that
Sorry.
I'm a little behind you.
That's okay.
Sorry, but where is this?
It is the St. Hotel area. Just give me a second, I will pull up the actual map here, because now you're, I will make a note for future, map would be nice. We go, 25G. That's why I bring my map book, 25G5, I think.
Oh, I guess the clue is Varennes. There is the Varennes Community Club, so it's obviously in that area.
Yeah, by the school off of St. Anne's. Here we go.
To the west of St. Anne.
Rico, I think that's it, Rico Avenue. So the street just north of the Superstore? Rico Avenue. Right, you have Fermor, St. Anne's, Superstore in the corner, Regal Avenue, and then you go down. Yeah. Would you like to see the map?
If you wouldn't mind, sure. It always helps me to get a sense of what is this area?
Right there.
Yep.
Right in the corner there.
Okay.
All right.
Jennifer Jones lives close by.
Well, that helps. That's all my questions. Thank you.
I have no questions, so that concludes today's hearing. So thank you for your time.